Okay, so today I'm discussing basically, so you went out, you bought yourself a GoPro or an Insta360 X3, X4, X5, GoPro Max 360 or 9 all the way up to 13. It doesn't matter. And you want to go diving with it. You want to go scuba diving. You buy a brand new case and you bump it into a nice rough rock and you get these scratches and it makes the video horrible, of course. So you get these and you get a scratch in them. Your only option is to buy another one, right? No. So I mean, I've bought $400 worth of cases. So the way I look at it is I bought this so I could have a nice video underwater. I've had this, I've had Max, whatever, doesn't matter. And even if it's glass, we can fix this. So this is how I'm gonna attempt to fix my lenses, by using this kit off of Amazon. It's a headlight restoration kit, and what that'll do for you is it comes with a bunch of stuff. I'll show that in a later video. And you sand it all the way, get all the scratches out of it, and then you sand it with numerous sandpaper, 320 all the way up to 1500, and then you use this vapor and it clear coats it. Basically it clears it, it polishes it on a molecular level. So without further ado, that's where I'm going with it. And disclaimer, I'm not responsible for anything you guys decide to do. I got this kit off of Amazon. It was only 30 bucks, which is a lot better than buying a $100 case, $100 case, $120 case, and another $120 case over and over and over again, just because I got a couple scratches in my lens. I'm not going to do that. I'm DUI, so, or DIY. Alright. Okay, for anyone that has an Insta360 X5, X3, X4, X5, the dive case, and they end up getting scratched with big old chips and scrapes all over it. I have 4 cases I've bought so far, which is a total of like almost 500 bucks. I don't want to keep spending money on a case. Neither should you. So I went on Amazon and I bought this little kit. It's for restoring headlights. It comes with a coffee mug that plugs in, power outlet, and this repair liquid vapor headlight revitalization, whatever. It's also supposedly coats it with a UV coating, and it does micro polishing on a vapor and a molecular level of whatever you're using for headlights and stuff like that. So, and it works on polycarbonate. This is polycarbonate. Okay, so the trick is we sand the shit out of it. We have to sand it with 500, well, about 320 to get the scratches out. You know, sand it out till they're pretty much gone, and then you work your way from 600, 800, you know, 1500, 1200, or 1200 to 1500 to 3000, and then you're supposed to take this, pour it in that, and it heats it up and becomes a vapor, and you apply the vapor and it supposedly polishes it. We're going to test that theory using this side. If you can see, this side I've already sanded and it's pretty much good. I need to sand it with the 600 and, you know, the 1500 and 1200, 1500 and whatnot, and 3000. This side I already did, and that was only 320 and 600, and all the scratches are pretty much gone besides the little marks from the sandpaper. And then I just took a buffer and buffed it with the buffing pad. I know I can get it even better than that, to basically to the point where it's like this other one, which is perfectly clear, except for minus it has scratches on it because it hit a couple rocks and whatnot, or my gear when I'm getting in the water, because I didn't put protective dive case on it at the time. So for those who want to save some money, we'll see how this turns out, huh? Since I did 600 already, I'm not going to use it all, just a piece of it. This, like a dust storm outside, it's covering my car, truck, and everything else. So I'm just gonna lightly just go around it and start sanding it. And it's wet sand, so you wet sand it and it'll keep all the crap out of all the little scratch marks. Or not, keeps most of the dirt out of it when you're sanding it, so it's gone. Anyone that's done headlights or body work or polished and, you know, cut and buffed a car should already know what I'm doing with this. So it's the same thing. The only difference is I'm using this, which is supposed to be a basically molecular, it's a vapor polish, which they use from the factory to polish polycarbonate. So maybe, just maybe, this might work a little better than just straight up polishing it and making a huge mess, because when you polish it with a buffer, it gets everywhere and it's kind of messy. End result's really nice still either way. So, but I want to see about the less time it'll take, because if I have to buff it, it's going to take a good hour or two per side just to buff it. And the whole goal is just to get out the real deep scratches and everything that's going to be visible when you're under the water and you see when the light hits it, you'll see the little scratch on it. So the point is just to get them out, sand them out smooth, because when you're sanding it off, it sands off the UV coating. So, and that's where this also comes into play, supposedly. And it's only like $30 on Amazon. So if this works, $30, fix your camera lens, $100 camera lens. Well, in my case, $400, because I spent $400 or $500 just to get these. And I don't feel like spending $100 here every time I go to a trip or something stupid. I just want to get it done and have some good video, so when I go diving, I have nice clear video that looks good, and, well, it's good enough for me. And Insta360, I asked them if they had any kind of way to fix that, and they didn't have any answers for me. So yeah, and I don't want to send it off to 360 and be like, well, you know, it's not working because this is thing, and they're just going to send it right back saying, well, there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to find something to do about it. And you got to get all the way around it. So basically you're just taking out the scratches from the previous sandpaper, whether you used 320, then you're going up to what, 600, or well, yeah, 320, and then 600, and then 600 to 800, and then 800 to 1200, and then 1200 to 1500, and then your final would be like 3000, which is going to take a while. That's why I'm not going to make you wait, but you kind of get the idea of you just sand the crap out of it basically all the way through. And yes, it's going to turn milky looking, like a fogged up lens, and that's what you want. You want it gone. You want to make sure that you look and you see any little scratches gone. So once you do that, don't be afraid to push on it. You're going to need to. This is polycarbonate, which is just plastic basically, plexiglass almost. Different form of plexiglass really, but and disclaimer, you're doing this at your own risk, just so you know. So there's no warranty with this anyway. So when you buy this, the only warranty they give you is if like maybe the button leaks or the seal's messed up, and then they might send it back and give you a new seal and put it back and give it right back to you the same way it was. So maybe. But when I asked Insta360, they were very helpful with everything else, any other problems I might have. They're really nice with that. They didn't really have any ideas for getting rid of these scratches out. So if this works, which it should, most of the things I do work pretty well. So, and if this don't work, then I'll just buff it with a buffer and just be like, all right, done. I may not have a UV coating, which you could do that, or you could get ceramic coat for like your cars or whatever that also help with UV coating, blah blah blah, and protectant and whatnot, and put it on there, let it sit so it dries, and you know, buff it and whatnot. The whole idea for this is just one shot, you're done, sand the shit out of it, and then hit it with the steamer thing and see what happens. So I'm not gonna make you wait and watch all this, so see you in a minute. I got a little disclaimer for you. I'm sanding this now with like 1500, whatever. But before all that, this stuff right here, when you use it in a well ventilated area, or if your garage is open and you're working with good air quality around, use that. Okay. And then so I went from the 320 and sanded out all the scratches, and then sanded the whole thing, and it sands off all the UV coating that's on it and smooths it all out. Then I went to 600, sanded those sand marks from the 320 out, and then 800, the other one, sanded those sand marks out all the way, all on both sides, and then 1500. Okay, and what you're left with is like, it looks foggy. Let me dry it off. It looks foggy, like all just foggy, kind of like scratched up, which it is because you just sanded it with a bunch of sandpaper, right? And now the idea is to rinse it all off really nice, and it says only to 1200, which that's all they give you in this kit. Is they give you 220, 380, I think it is, 280, 380. I don't know where the hell they get 380, but that's weird. And then 360 and 600, 800, and 1500 or 1200. Me personally, I would like to go to 3000, but this should work just fine. We're gonna test it next. All right? Yeah. But I'm gonna sand a little bit more because I still see, well, it seems like there's more 600 scratches that I want to get rid of. So I dunk it in the water, dunk this in the water, make sure everything's wet, right? Because hell, we're scuba diving anyway, so why not? Let's make it wet, right? And it just keeps everything cleaner, really. And when you're sanding it, it makes it easier. Keeps all the crap out of the sandpaper, so you can, it's not clogging it up and you're not smearing more crap, making bigger scratches. So if you know anything about wet sanding a car, it's the same thing, same exact thing. There's no difference. Just like sanding a drip on clear coat. It's a really big drip. So you just want to curve with it, not be sitting there flat. They give you a block, don't use that. Because even though it's kind of squishy, yeah, you could sand like a flat mark in it or something. So you're not sanding flat, you're sanding round. So use your hand. And yes, this is an experiment for me. Not bad. Not bad at all. I've done a lot of cars. I've done cars, boats, bikes, custom fiberglass, stuff like that. You know, the normal stuff. Worked in auto body for a long time. Custom things. You know. So the biggest thing is just take your time, be thorough, go through it all, and if this stuff don't work, I'm just gonna bust out a polisher, a buffer, and a buffing wheel, some compound, and buff it, and it'll be perfect, like guaranteed. It may not have the UV coating, but it'll be clean, which really shouldn't matter that much, because the UV coating that's actually on your X5 or X3 or X2 or even one of these GoPro housing like this, you can polish and buff the same exact way. So whether it's using this or a buffing wheel, it's the same thing as, like I said before, restoring a headlight. It's the same thing. You really want to get technical with it. If you look right here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bunch of scratches right here, right? I'm not really worried about that, because I just worry about the actual lens of the camera part that's actually going to be there. And before I go and use this vapor polish to see if it works, I'm going to rinse out all the edges where there's any gook in here, just to get it out before I vapor polish it, to see how that works. If you look, there's some sanding paper right there. You can just literally just take it and sand that off. I'll get rid of the deep scratches. See, now it's gonna be nice and flat. Okay, and this, and yeah, I'm gonna have to make this in different parts of videos, but next thing is gonna be vapor polishing it, supposedly. See if this actually works. Find out. So the final step of this is basically this little cup. It's a heated cup. It heats up. You plug it in. You gotta pour some of that in there, of this buffing liquid, repair liquid for headlights. That's what it is, and it's supposed to have a UV coating and all that good stuff. Yeah, retrofit headlights and at any time. Yeah. Method of use. Yeah, heat it up, blah, blah, blah. And then wipe off moisture and watermarks. Okay. Heat the product in the headlight atomizer unit, which is this coffee mug. And it says when air comes out of the exhaust pipe, which is going to be this little thing, this little top that you got to pop on there. Pipe 1 centimeter away. Fucking centimeters. Centimeters, meters, really? Just inches. Goddamn. Anyway, just literally half an inch away. Whatever. Fuck off. Anyway, or even smaller than that. Whatever they want to put it as. I don't care that much. You know, that get it. Anyway, I love it when they do stupid things. From the light surface, blah, blah, blah. It says after repair, remain liquid in headlight, atomize unit, recovery, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Da-da-da. Not hot lamp required. No. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That's the manufacturer. This product is not allowed for children and pregnant women. No shit. Anyway, yeah. So, and like I said, ventilated area, or open garage, or whatever. You know, try to keep this as clean as possible. At the same time, I have it on tripod just to hold it up so I can see whatever's gonna happen. Trying to blow up the whole garage, huh? It basically is like alcohol mixed with whatever chemicals they wanted to use at the time. Maybe had whatever. It's just like acetone, really. Some people use acetone, but that's not going to work in our case. So, how much pressure it has on it, I don't know. But oh yeah, whole cap comes off, huh? Oh yeah, it's nice and bluish. I wonder if I gotta shake it. I don't want to deal with it, so we'll see how much of the blue shit needs. Yeah, that should be good. A little goes a long way, probably. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's one of those ones. Like that, we'll just see. Let's try a little bit and see what happens, okay? Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Hopefully it doesn't burn up shit. Keep this farther away, so if it goes, I don't have to worry about it that much. I only gotta kill one thing at a time. Cap or something, I don't know, tape? Tape. We'll tape this off. Just to kind of keep it from vaporing really how fast it evaporates. It actually looks like it's going to evaporate pretty quick. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit more. Oh, shit. Yeah, anyway. Oh damn, that thing's starting to fucking sizzle, huh? Maybe a little more. It's already starting to get hot. Damn, I think it's hot quick, huh? Cool. Damn, all that dust from... Anyway, let's see what it does, huh? Nothing yet. Okay. Just gonna go like this. Let's see it steam out a little bit. This might take a minute, so hold off. It's starting to actual vapor out, barely, but yeah, it's trippy. You really can't see much of it. It's more like a fog, almost. Look at this. Let's see what this does, huh? Now, this is supposedly vapor polishing it, so we'll see how well this does. And this is basically the same thing, supposedly the same thing they use when they make this. That's how they make it so. Interesting. And there was a scratch I missed, which is fine. I used a little bit, just a tiny bit in there, you know, just enough to get it to work, see what it does. That looks pretty damn good. Well, And the whole reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on another case for after I just spent close to $500 on 4 cases, you know, and they're gonna get scratched up. So figure why not help everyone out here. I'm just going around it again and again just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But purposely, this actually works pretty damn well. I would say it's an A+ right there. So Amazon headlight restorer kit comes in a nice little box. Sandpaper, thermos, the chemical stuff, whatever the hell it is. You know, has all the little attachments, even one for your car, if you're doing that. Yeah, I got rid of all the scratches. Yeah, see there's a little part right there. Interesting. Very interesting. It even made the handles look. Made this. It made the handle shiny. Kind of cool, huh? Mm-hmm. 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 Right. There we go. Yep. So, I'll unplug this damn thing. And whatever vapor's left after that, I can pour back into that jar, and it's fine. But yeah, I guess. So, like, once again, this is instructions. Anyway, this is the Amazon kit from Amazon. It was like $30, and I could probably do every one of mine plus 3 or 4 times over. So if I continue scratching them, I can continue fixing them easily. It's good so far that I see. We'll have to see after I wash it off. I'm gonna let it sit for a little while, you know, maybe cure or whatever. And yeah, it looks good as new. See, there's that one. There's one that's, I mean, it's scratched, but it's still just as clear. Matter of fact, that's even clearer than this now. So there's that one, and like, I still got the monster. This is the other one, the X5 Pro case, which, if you look, it's got scratches all over it, and that's just from barely, yeah, real easy, real prone to getting scratches. So if this is an easy, cheap fix, there you go. Yeah. Well, hope that helped. Have a good day.